The great hall was silent. 17 species sat in their designated places waiting. The council chamber had stood for 3,000 years, built from materials that would last forever. Today, something unusual was about to happen. Hyunwoo walked through the massive doors. He wore simple clothing, nothing fancy. His footsteps echoed in the quiet space. Every eye turned to watch him. Some of those eyes were human-like. Others glowed with strange colors. A few beings had no eyes at all but sensed his presence in different ways. He reached the center platform and placed a small device on the table. The device projected his words into every language spoken in the room. Hyunwoo did not look nervous. He had prepared for this moment for years. "Honored members of the Galactic Council," he began, "I come before you today to deliver a message from humanity. After 200 years of service, we are leaving." The silence broke. Voices rose in shock and confusion. A being made of living crystal, the council's lead administrator, raised one glowing limb. The room fell quiet again. "Explain yourself, Ambassador," the crystal being said. Its voice sounded like wind chimes. "Humanity has obligations. Treaties were signed. We saved your species from destruction." Hyunwoo nodded slowly. "Yes, you did. And we are grateful. 2 centuries ago, you found Earth. We were at war with ourselves. Nuclear weapons were ready to launch. We would have destroyed our own world. You stopped us. You offered us a place in the galaxy. You gave us purpose, and then why leave?" Another council member asked. This one looked like a large bird covered in silver feathers. "You are valued. Humanity's medical skills have saved billions. You are called the healers of the galaxy. Why abandon this?" Hyunwoo looked at the bird being. "We are not abandoning anything. We completed our obligations under the integration treaties. Every clause, every requirement, every promise. We have paid our debt." A third voice spoke, this one coming from a being that floated in a tank of green liquid. "The treaties do not have an end date. Integration is permanent. The treaties state that humanity will serve until we are no longer at risk of self-destruction," Hyunwoo replied. "We are no longer that species. We have grown. We have learned. We are ready to stand on our own." The crystal administrator's light pulsed brighter. "You were warriors once, violent, dangerous. We civilized you, made you into healers. You wish to return to violence?" Hyunwoo smiled, but it was not a happy smile. "You taught us to heal, yes. But you did not make us forget what we were. You cannot erase 2 million years of human history. We are healers now, but we are also explorers. Survivors. Fighters when we must be. You did not civilize us. You just showed us a new path. Now we will walk our own path." The council members spoke among themselves. Their voices created a strange music of different sounds and frequencies. Some were angry. Others seemed worried. A few appeared curious. The crystal being turned back to Hyunwoo. "Where will you go?" "Council space covers half the galaxy. We have mapped the safe routes, claimed the good worlds, protected civilization from the dangers beyond. We will go beyond," Hyunwoo said simply. "To the places you have not explored, to the regions you marked as too dangerous. We will find our own worlds. You will die out there," the silver bird said. "There are threats in the unmapped regions. Species that reject peace, natural disasters, unknown dangers, perhaps," Hyunwoo agreed. "But they will be our dangers to face, our challenges to overcome, our victories to claim." A new voice entered the conversation. This being looked almost human but had skin like polished wood. "What of the humans who wish to stay? Those who have made lives here?" "They may stay," Hyunwoo said. "We do not force anyone. Some humans love their work here. They have families, friends, homes in council space. They are welcome to remain. This choice is for those who want something different." The crystal administrator dimmed slightly, a sign of deep thought. "You are making a mistake. The galaxy is harsh. The council provides order, safety, prosperity. Alone, humanity will struggle." Hyunwoo's expression changed. His smile faded. He looked directly at the crystal being. "Do you know what humans did before you found us? We climbed mountains that killed us. We sailed oceans in wooden boats. We went to our moon before we could feed all our people. We have always chosen the hard path. We have always pushed forward, even when it hurt. You gave us 200 years of safety and purpose. We thank you. But now we remember who we are." The room fell completely silent. Even the constant hum of translation devices seemed to fade away. "We are leaving," Hyunwoo continued. "In 30 days, human ships will depart from every council world. We will take nothing that belongs to the Council. We will leave behind all the medical stations we built, all the techniques we developed, all the knowledge we gained. It is our gift to you, payment for saving us when we needed saving. And if we refuse to let you go, the liquid being asked. Hyunwoo's face showed no fear. Then you will have to force us to stay, and you will learn that humans are very difficult to force. We prefer peace. We hope for friendship, but we will be free one way or another. The crystal administrator's light pulsed in a pattern that meant resignation. The council will discuss this. You will have our answer in 7 days. Hyunwoo bowed respectfully. Thank you, honored administrator. But we do not need your permission. We are informing you as a courtesy, because we respect the council and the help you gave us long ago. In 30 days we leave. We hope you will let us go as friends. He turned and walked back toward the doors. His footsteps echoed again in the silent hall. No one tried to stop him. As the doors closed behind him, the council chamber erupted in voices again. Some angry, some confused, all uncertain. The crystal administrator raised its limb again, calling for silence. Send observers to the human colonies. I want to know what they have been doing. I want to understand why they truly want to leave. Something does not feel right about this. Across the galaxy, on thousands of human-populated worlds, people received the news. Some cheered. Some cried. Some felt scared of the unknown. But most felt something they had not felt in 200 years. They felt free to choose their own future. In a small apartment on a medical station, orbiting a distant star, a human doctor named Tae-hyun looked at the message on his screen. He had spent 40 years on this station, saving alien lives. He loved his work. But Hyunwoo's words echoed in his mind. We remember who we are. Tae-hyun smiled and began packing his belongings. It was time to go home. Time to see what humanity could become when no one else was watching. The observation ship moved quietly through space. Inside, Ji-won studied the data screens in front of her. She was human, but she had chosen to stay with the Council. For her, the galaxy's vast civilization was home. Now she had to understand why so many of her people wanted to leave it. First stop is the medical station in the 7th sector, said her companion, a being whose body shifted between solid and liquid states. Its name was difficult to pronounce, so humans called it River. That station has served 200 colony worlds for 80 years. Ji-won nodded. Tae-hyun runs that station. I know him. Good doctor, kind man. I want to hear why he is leaving. The ship approached the massive station. It looked like a flower made of metal and light. Each petal a different medical wing. Thousands of aliens came here every day for treatment. It was one of humanity's greatest achievements. Tae-hyun met them at the docking bay. His hair had turned gray and lines marked his face. He smiled warmly when he saw Ji-won. I heard you were coming. Welcome. Thank you for seeing us, Ji-won said. I need to understand. Why are you leaving? You have done so much good here. Tae-hyun led them through the station's corridors. Alien patients filled the waiting areas. Human doctors and nurses moved between them, checking symptoms, offering comfort. Everything looked normal. I have saved thousands of lives here, Tae-hyun said as they walked, maybe tens of thousands. I am proud of that work. But Ji-won, we both know this is not all humanity can be. What do you mean? River asked, its form rippling with curiosity. Tae-hyun stopped at a large window. Outside, stars filled the view. The council found us at our worst moment. We were about to kill ourselves. They stopped us and said, here, do this instead. Heal others. Save lives. Be useful. And we did. For 200 years, we did exactly what they wanted. Is that wrong? Ji-won asked quietly. No, Tae-hyun said. It was necessary. We needed purpose. We needed to learn that we could be more than warriors. But now we have learned that lesson. And we realized something important. We were never asked what we wanted. We were told what we could be. River's form solidified slightly. The council gave humanity a great gift, purpose, safety, technology. Yes, Tae-hyun agreed. And we are grateful. But gratitude is not the same as submission. We paid our debt. 200 years of service. Now we want to choose for ourselves. Ji-won's tablet beeped. New data was coming in from other observation teams. Her eyes widened as she read. Tae-hyun, what is this? Our scanners are detecting industrial facilities on human colonies. Weapons research. Military training centers. This violates council law. Tae-hyun's expression did not change. We have not used those facilities against anyone. We simply built them. Quietly, carefully. We needed to remember skills the Council wanted us to forget. Why? River demanded. Why prepare for war when the Council has maintained peace for thousands of years? Taehyun turned from the window. Peace within Council space, yes. But the galaxy is bigger than Council space. There are threats out there, species that do not want peace. Dangers you chose not to face. We want to face them. We want to explore. We want to fight if we must. We want to be complete humans again. Not just the parts the Council found useful. More reports came in throughout the day. Every observation team found the same things. Hidden factories. Research stations studying technologies the Council had forbidden. Young humans training in combat, learning tactics from Earth's old wars. One report particularly troubled Ji-won. A human colony had made contact with a species called the Kravith. The Council had tried to contact the Kravith 70 years ago. The Kravith had responded with violence, and the Council had marked their territory as forbidden. Why would humans contact the Kravith? Ji-won asked Taehyun as they reviewed the reports together. Because they are there. Taehyun said simply. Because the Council's fear is not our fear. Maybe the Kravith attacked you because of how you approached them. Maybe humans will do better. Maybe we will fail. But we want the chance to try. River made a sound like rushing water, its version of distress. This is madness. The Council has wisdom gained over millennia. These protocols exist for good reasons. For your reasons, Taehyun corrected gently. Not necessarily ours. Your species evolved on a peaceful world. You built civilization slowly, carefully. Humans are different. We evolved as hunters. We survived ice ages. We climbed to the top of a deadly food chain. Peace is wonderful, but it is not natural to us. We need challenge. We need struggle. Without it, we feel lost. Ji-won looked at her old friend. Are all humans like this? Do they all want to leave safety behind? No, Taehyun admitted. Many humans love their lives in Council space. They will stay. Maybe half of us will remain. But the other half feels trapped in a cage made of good intentions. We need to fly, even if we might fall. The observation team spent weeks traveling to different human colonies. They saw the same pattern everywhere. On the surface, everything looked normal. Medical stations operated efficiently. Human doctors treated alien patients with care and skill. But beneath the surface, humanity had been preparing. One young human named Bora gave them a tour of a research facility hidden inside a moon. She was only 30 years old, but led a team of 50 scientists. We have been studying the Council's technology, she explained. Not to copy it, but to understand the principles. Then we developed our own approaches. She showed them a faster-than-light drive that worked completely differently from Council designs. Yours is more efficient, Bora said. But ours can go places yours cannot. We can enter regions of space where Council ships cannot survive. Different tools for different jobs. Why do you need to go to those places? River asked. Bora smiled. Because they are there. Because we want to see them. Because humans have always pushed boundaries. You know what the first humans to cross the ocean said when people asked why? They said to see what is on the other side. That is still our answer. Another facility showed them weapons. A human named Sung-ho, who had spent decades as a peaceful medical researcher, now oversaw a weapons laboratory. These are defensive, he said. We do not want war with the Council, but we go into unknown space. We will face unknown dangers. We must be ready. The weapons were strange. Some used principles the Council had never seen. Others modified Council technology in ways that seemed impossible. Sung-ho's team had even developed countermeasures against Council weapons just in case. Just in case of what? Ji-won asked, feeling cold. In case you try to force us to stay, Sung-ho said quietly. We hope you will not. We truly hope for friendship, but we will not be prisoners, even in a comfortable prison. As the observation ship returned to Council space, Ji-won compiled her report. The conclusions troubled her deeply. Humanity had been preparing for independence for decades. They had developed military capabilities that could challenge the Council if needed. They had made contact with dangerous species. They had built ships that could go where no Council vessel dared travel. Most disturbing of all, they had done this while appearing completely loyal and grateful. The Council had trusted humanity completely. That trust had been used to prepare for departure. River read the report and made its distress sound again. The Council will be very upset. Some will call this betrayal. Ji-won shook her head. It is not betrayal. They never agreed to stay forever. We assumed they would. That was our mistake. She looked at the data one more time. River, I think we have been wrong about something important. We thought we saved humanity from destruction. But maybe we just delayed their growth. Maybe they always needed to leave. Maybe we were never their destination, just a stop along their journey. Where are they going? River asked. I do not know, G1 said. But I think they are going to change the galaxy. And I am not sure if we are ready for that. The council chamber was full of angry voices. G1's report had been shared with all 17 member species. Now everyone had opinions and few were calm. They have been lying to us for decades, shouted the silver bird being. Building weapons in secret, planning this departure while pretending loyalty. This is treachery. They violated multiple council laws, added another voice. Weapons research is forbidden. Contact with hostile species is forbidden. They broke our trust. The crystal administrator pulsed with a harsh light. I want proposals. How do we handle this situation? A tall being with 4 arms stood. Its species had been part of the council for 5,000 years. We should use force. Send ships to human colonies. Confiscate their weapons. Arrest their leaders. Remind them that council law applies to everyone. Many voices agreed. Others remained silent. The crystal administrator's light flickered in a pattern that meant deep thought. Before we decide, we should hear from our expert on human culture, the administrator said. Young Mi, please come forward. Young Mi was a human historian who had studied both Earth's past and the Council's history. She was only 40 years old but had written 5 books that other species studied. She walked to the center platform calmly. Thank you for inviting me to speak, she said. I have reviewed G1's report carefully. I have also studied the Council's own records. And I need to tell you something uncomfortable. This is not the first time the Council has done this. The room fell quiet. Every being focused on Young Mi. 2,000 years ago you found the Prithian species, Young Mi continued. They were violent. They fought constant wars. You integrated them, gave them purpose as builders and engineers. Today they are peaceful and productive. A Prithian representative made a gesture of agreement. The Council saved us from ourselves. 1,500 years ago, Young Mi went on, you found the Kel. They were raiders and pirates. You integrated them, made them into traders and merchants. Today they run half the commerce in Council space. We do not see your point, the crystal administrator said. Young Mai pulled up data on the large displays around the chamber. My point is that the Council has a pattern. You find dangerous species. You offer them salvation through integration. You redirect their dangerous traits into useful ones. Warriors become builders. Pirates become merchants. And yes, humans became healers. This is good, the 4-armed being said. We bring peace. We prevent destruction. You also prevent growth, Young Mi replied. Every species you integrated gave up something. The Prithians gave up their drive to expand. The Kel gave up their independence. Humanity gave up our right to choose our own path. You saved us, yes, but you also controlled us, angry voices rose again. The crystal administrator called for silence. We did not control anyone. We offered opportunities. They accepted. Young Mi smiled sadly. Did they? Or did they accept because the alternative was extinction? When you found Earth, you gave us 2 choices. Join the Council under your terms or continue toward nuclear war. That is not really a choice. That is an ultimatum with a pretty mask. We acted with good intentions, the liquid being said defensively. I believe you, Young Mi said, but good intentions do not erase the reality. For 200 years, humanity served the Council. We saved billions of lives. We built medical stations on thousands of worlds. We gave everything you asked. And now we want something in return, the freedom to make our own mistakes. She pulled up more data. Look at your own records. Humans requested permission to explore beyond Council space 70 times. Denied every time. We asked permission to study military history. Denied. We asked to develop new ship designs. Denied, unless approved by Council engineers first. At every turn when humans wanted to grow beyond the role you gave us, you said no. Because those paths lead to danger, the bird being said. For you, perhaps. Young Mi agreed. Your species evolved on a peaceful world with few predators. Danger is unnatural to you. But humans evolved differently. We needed danger to become what we are. We climbed trees to escape predators, then climbed down to hunt them. We crossed frozen lands and burning deserts. We went to space not because it was safe, but because it was the next mountain to climb. The crystal administrator's light dimmed. Are you defending their deception? I am explaining it, Youngmi said. Humans did not lie about gratitude. We are grateful, but we also realized that if we asked permission to prepare for independence, you would say no. So we prepared in secret, not to attack you, not to rebel, just to be ready to stand alone when the time came. The time should never come, the four-armed being insisted. Integration is permanent. That is how the council works. Youngmi shook her head. Then the council is a prison with comfortable cells. You saved humanity and we owe you for that. 200 years of service is how we paid that debt. Now the debt is paid. We want to leave. Will you let us go as friends or keep us as prisoners? The silence that followed was heavy. Every being in the chamber understood the challenge Youngmi had presented. This was not just about humanity anymore. This was about what the council truly was. Finally, the Prithian representative spoke. Youngmi, in your study, did you find any other species that left the council after integration? No, Youngmi said quietly. Humanity would be the first. That is why this moment is so important. You can let us go and prove the council is truly about freedom and cooperation, or you can force us to stay and prove that integration is just slavery with better treatment. Those are harsh words, the crystal administrator said. Yes, Youngmi agreed, but someone needs to say them. The council has done wonderful things. You have maintained peace for thousands of years. You have shared knowledge and technology. You have saved species from extinction. But you have also controlled them, shaped them into what you wanted them to be. Humanity is simply the first species strong enough to say thank you, but we want something different now. The debate continued for days. 3 proposals emerged, just as Hyunwoo had predicted. Some council members wanted to use force to keep humanity in line. Others wanted to negotiate a new treaty that would give humans more freedom while keeping them in the council. A small group believed humanity should be allowed to leave peacefully. Jiwon watched the debates from the observation gallery. She felt torn between 2 worlds. Part of her loved the council's civilization. The other part understood her people's hunger for freedom. On the 5th day, the crystal administrator called for votes. The chamber fell silent as each species indicated their choice. The voting took hours. Each species wanted to explain their reasoning. The Prithians voted for peaceful separation. If humanity had asked us 2,000 years ago, we would have wanted the same thing, their representative said. We cannot deny them what we wished for ourselves. The Kel voted for negotiation. Trade is built on willing partners, their representative said. Forced partners make poor traders. Others voted for force. Dangerous species must be controlled, they argued. The galaxy's safety depends on it. When the votes were counted, peaceful separation won. Barely. The margin was only 3 votes. But it was enough. The crystal administrator announced the result. Humanity will be permitted to leave council space. We will not use force to stop them. However, we will place monitoring systems along their borders, and we will prepare containment protocols in case humanity becomes hostile. Youngmi felt relief and sadness mixed together. Relief that her people could leave. Sadness that it had come to this. The council had saved humanity once. Now humanity was walking away. Hyunwoo, who had remained in council space throughout the debates, was called back to the chamber. The crystal administrator spoke to him directly. The council has voted. You may leave. But know this. If humanity threatens any council world, we will respond with full force. The galaxy has enjoyed peace under council guidance. We will not allow that peace to be shattered. Hyunwoo bowed respectfully. Humanity seeks no conflict with the council. We are grateful for everything you have done for us. We hope that one day our peoples can meet again as equals, not as saviors and saved, not as masters and servants, but as friends who respect each other's right to walk their own paths. That day may never come, the administrator replied. Perhaps not, Hyunwoo said, but we must try. Because staying here, always grateful, always serving, always being what you need us to be, that is not life. That is just existence. And humans have always wanted more than just existence. As Hyunwoo left the chamber, Youngmi followed him. Do you think we are making a mistake? She asked. Hyunwoo looked at her. Maybe, but it will be our mistake to make. That alone makes it worth doing. The first ships left exactly 30 days after Hyunwoo's announcement. Jiwon watched from her observation post as massive colony vessels lifted from planets across council space. Smaller ships joined them, family transports and research vessels and cargo haulers. They moved like a great river of light flowing away from everything they had known. How many are leaving? River asked, its liquid form rippling with concern. Jiwon checked her data. Current estimates show 43 million humans departing. Another 38 million are staying in council space. So humanity is splitting itself in half. Yes, Jiwon said. Those who want to stay in safety and those who want to risk everything for freedom. Both choices are valid. The observation team had orders to track the departing humans and report their destinations. What they discovered surprised everyone. The humans were not staying together. They were scattering in every direction like seeds on the wind. One fleet headed toward the Galactic Rim, where stars were sparse and dangers unknown. Another group traveled toward a nebula that council ships avoided because it disrupted their systems. A third fleet went toward the border with Kravith territory, the same hostile aliens that had attacked the council decades before. They are going everywhere, River observed. Humans do not cluster together like other species. Why? Jiwon smiled slightly. Because we are curious about everything. Each group wants to see something different. Some want to find new worlds. Others want to meet new species. A few want to test themselves against danger. We are united in wanting freedom, but divided in what we want to do with it. She pulled up data on one particular fleet. This group, led by a captain named Min-Ah, is heading straight toward the Varath Nebula. Council scientists have been trying to study that nebula for centuries. Our ships cannot survive its radiation, but human scientists think they can modify their ships to withstand it. That is foolish, River said. If they are wrong, they will die. If they are right, they will discover something no council species has ever seen, Jiwon replied. That is worth the risk to them. River's form became more solid, a sign of deep thought. I do not understand this. Safety is precious. Life is precious. Why risk it unnecessarily? Because for humans, a life without challenge is not worth living, Jiwon said. We become restless, depressed, we need goals that push us. The council gave us purpose for 2 centuries, but it was purpose you chose for us. Now we want to choose our own. The team decided to follow Min-Ah's fleet to the nebula. As they approached, the nebula's beauty became clear. Clouds of gas glowed in colors that shifted constantly. Lightning danced between particle clouds. It looked deadly and magnificent at the same time. Min-Ah's voice came over the communication channel. Observation ship, stay back. We do not know if this will work. No reason for you to be at risk, G1 responded. We are here to observe. We will stay at safe distance, acknowledged, Min-Ah said. Beginning entry sequence. The human ships had been modified heavily. Their hulls now had layers of exotic materials. Their shields operated on frequencies the Council had never tried. The lead ship, with Min-Ah aboard, entered the nebula first. For several minutes, nothing happened. Then Min-Ah's voice returned, full of excitement. It works. The modifications are holding. Radiation is within acceptable levels. We can survive here. One by one, the other ships followed. G1 watched as 10,000 humans disappeared into the glowing clouds. They were doing something the Council had deemed impossible. They were turning a death trap into a home. Why would they want to live there? River asked. Because no one else can, G1 said. Because it is beautiful. Because it is theirs alone. That is very human. The observation team continued tracking other groups. Each one had chosen a different path, a different challenge. A fleet led by a navigator named Jae-hyun headed to a region of space the Council had marked as unexplored. Not dangerous, just unknown. The Council had never bothered to map it because there seemed to be nothing valuable there. Why go where there is nothing? River wondered. To see if there really is nothing, Ji-won said, or if the Council just did not look hard enough. Weeks passed. Reports came back from all over the galaxy. Human colonies were being established in the strangest places. One group had found a planet with gravity twice that of Earth and decided to settle there anyway. We will adapt, they said simply. Another group made contact with a species called the Thornbacks, beings the Council had listed as primitive and aggressive. The humans sent ambassadors anyway. 3 weeks later, a trade agreement was signed. The Thornbacks, it turned out, were not aggressive at all. They just did not like how the Council had approached them decades ago. How did humans succeed where we failed? The Crystal Administrator asked when Ji-won reported this. They went without assumptions, Ji-won said. The Council arrived and tried to integrate the Thornbacks immediately. Humans arrived and asked questions first. They learned the Thornbacks' customs, respected their ways. Traded fairly, the Thornbacks responded with friendship. The most surprising report came from the frontier near Kravith space. A human settlement had been established on a moon just outside Kravith territory. Instead of hiding or preparing for war, the humans had sent a simple message to the Kravith. "We are your neighbors now. We mean no harm. If you wish to talk, we are here." The Kravith, who had violently rejected council contact, sent back a cautious reply. "You are not like the others. We will watch you." It was not friendship, but it was not war either. It was more than the council had achieved. Ji-won received a message from Tai-hyun, her old friend who had left his medical station. His colony had been established on a world with extreme seasons. Half the year was burning summer, the other half freezing winter. "It is difficult," his message said. "We struggle. Some people want to leave. But most of us feel alive in a way we did not before. We are building something with our own hands, making our own choices. Failing sometimes, succeeding sometimes. It is hard, but it is ours." The observation team watched the last human medical station in council space prepare for closure. Sung-ho, who had run the facility for 30 years, was transferring control to an alien staff. He had trained them for months to continue the work. "You are leaving behind everything you built," River said to him. Sung-ho nodded. "Yes, this is our gift to the council. Everything we learned about medicine, all our techniques, all our discoveries, we leave them here freely. We take only our knowledge. What we learn next will be ours to share or keep as we choose." "Will you share it?" River asked. "Maybe," Sung-ho said, "if the council treats us as equals. If not, then we will keep our new discoveries for ourselves and our allies. That is what free people do. They choose who to trust." As Sung-ho's ship departed, Ji-won realized something important. Humanity was not running away from the council. They were running towards something. Each group had a vision of what they wanted to become. Some wanted to be explorers. Others wanted to be warriors. Some wanted to build new civilizations from nothing. "They are becoming many different things," Ji-won said to River. "In council space, all humans were healers. Now they can be anything. Is that good?" River asked. "I do not know," Ji-won admitted. "But it is honest. The council shaped humanity into one thing. Now humanity will shape itself into many things. Some might fail. Some might become dangerous. But they will be truly human. Not what someone else wanted them to be." 5 months after the exodus began, Ji-won compiled her final report. The council had been watching humanity spread across the galaxy. They had established colonies in 37 different regions. They had made contact with 12 species the council had never successfully contacted. They had survived in places the council had deemed uninhabitable. Most importantly, they had not attacked anyone. Despite all the weapons they had built, despite all the military training, humans had used force only for defense. When threatened, they fought back effectively. When left alone, they focused on building and exploring. "What do we do now?" the Crystal Administrator asked Ji-won when she presented her report. "We wait," Ji-won said. "We watch, we see what humanity becomes, and we hope that when our peoples meet again it will be as friends. And if they become a threat?" Ji-won looked at the Administrator steadily. "Then we will deal with it. But I do not think they will. Humans wanted freedom, not conquest. They wanted to choose their own path, not to control others. Let them walk their path. Let us walk ours. Maybe someday our paths will cross again in a better way." 5 years had passed since the exodus. The council chamber was filled again, but the mood was different from the last emergency session. This time there was no anger. Instead, there was uncertainty and something that might have been respect. The Crystal Administrator's light pulsed steadily as reports played on the large displays. Images showed human colonies thriving in impossible places. Trade agreements with species the council had never reached. New technologies that worked on principles council scientists were still trying to understand. In 5 years, humanity has accomplished what took most council species a century. The silver bird being said. "How is this possible?" A new voice answered. It belonged to a Prithian scientist who had been studying human colonies. "They do not follow our methods. Council species build slowly and carefully. We test everything. We minimize risk. Humans do the opposite. They try many things at once, most fail, but the few that succeed advance them quickly. That is inefficient," the four-armed being said. "It is faster," the Prithian corrected. Different does not mean wrong. Ji-won stood to present her updated findings. She had spent the last 5 years traveling between human colonies and council space. I have visited 23 human settlements. Each one is unique. The colony in the Varith Nebula has discovered new elements that exist only in that radiation environment. They are already finding uses for them. She pulled up more data. The settlement near Kravith territory has established a mutual defense pact with the Kravith. When pirates attacked both territories, humans and Kravith fought side by side. The Kravith, who rejected us violently, now consider humans trustworthy neighbors. What changed? River asked from its tank. Humans did not try to change them, Jiwan explained. The Council always approaches new species with integration in mind. We want them to join us, to follow our ways. Humans simply wanted neighbors. They respected Kravith culture, traded fairly, asked for nothing except peaceful coexistence. The Kravith responded to that honesty. More reports followed. A human explorer named Jae-hyun had discovered ruins on a distant world. The ruins were ancient, built by a civilization that had died millions of years ago. But the technology preserved there was far beyond anything the Council or humanity possessed. The Crystal Administrator's light flickered with concern. What did they find? Jiwan pulled up images. Strange machines carved from materials that seemed to shift between states of matter, writings in a language no one could read, and most disturbing, star charts that showed the galaxy as it had been 10 million years ago. Jae-hyun's team is studying the ruins carefully, Jiwan said, but they have already found something important. This ancient civilization was more advanced than we are, much more advanced, and something destroyed them completely. The chamber fell silent. Every being understood the implications. If something could destroy a civilization that powerful, it could destroy the Council and humanity alike. Did they discover what destroyed this civilization? The liquid being asked. Not yet, Jiwan said. But Jae-hyun sent a message to both human leadership and the Council. He believes this threat might still exist. He says we should work together to understand it. A display showed Jae-hyun's message. He looked tired but excited. We have found star maps that show patterns. Something moved through the galaxy millions of years ago, destroying every advanced civilization it encountered. The pattern suggests it was methodical, deliberate, and according to our calculations, if this threat still exists and maintains its pattern, it will return to this region of space within 1,000 years. The four-armed being stood abruptly. This is speculation. Ancient ruins prove nothing about current threats. Perhaps, Ji-won agreed. But can we afford to ignore the possibility? The ruins show that beings far more advanced than us failed to survive something. We should at least investigate. The Crystal Administrator dimmed slightly. You said Jae-hyun contacted both human leadership and the Council. What was humanity's response? They want to share all their findings, Ji-won said. Every scan, every image, every analysis. They are offering full cooperation with Council scientists to study these ruins and understand the threat. Why? The bird being asked suspiciously. What do humans want in return? Ji-won smiled. Recognition as equals. They want a partnership, not integration. They will share what they discover if we share what we know. They want to work together, but as independent peoples, not as members and subordinates. The chamber erupted in voices again. Some council members saw this as an opportunity. Others saw it as manipulation. A few worried that accepting humanity's offer would legitimize their departure and encourage other species to leave. River spoke from its tank. I have a question. In 5 years, has humanity attacked any council world or any council species? No, Ji-won said. Have they broken any agreements they made with us? No. Have they threatened us in any way? No, Ji-won said again. They have defended themselves when necessary. They have established military forces, but they have used those forces only for defense and exploration. Every conflict they have been involved in was either defensive or against pirates and raiders. River's form swirled thoughtfully. Then perhaps we were wrong. We feared they would become dangerous if we let them go. But they have not. They simply became free. The Prithian representative stood. I wish to make a proposal. We should accept humanity's offer. Send a joint expedition to study these ruins, share information freely, and if a threat exists, face it together as equals. That would mean recognizing humanity's independence formally, the four-armed being said. Yes, the Prithian agreed, but they are independent whether we recognize it or not. They left, they survived, they thrived, Pretending otherwise accomplishes nothing. The debate continued for days, but slowly a consensus formed. The ruins Jae-hyun had discovered represented a mystery that concerned everyone. If an ancient threat still existed, neither the Council nor humanity could face it alone. On the 7th day, the Council voted. This time the margin was larger. Humanity would be offered a formal partnership. Not integration, not subordination. A true partnership between independent peoples. Hyun-woo returned to the council chamber to hear the decision. He looked older now. 5 years of leading humanity's exodus had marked him, but his eyes were still clear and determined. The Crystal Administrator spoke. The council accepts your offer. We propose a joint expedition to study the ruins your explorer discovered. We will share all relevant information. In return, we ask that you share your findings as well. Agreed, Hyun-woo said immediately. Furthermore, the administrator continued, the council officially recognizes humanity's independence. You are no longer integrated members. You are now considered an independent civilization. We hope this can be the beginning of a new relationship between our peoples. Hyun-woo bowed deeply. Thank you. This is what we wanted from the beginning. Not to reject the council, but to stand beside it as equals. We also wish to establish formal diplomatic relations, the bird being added, exchange ambassadors, create trade agreements, work together on mutual concerns. Humanity welcomes this, Hyun-woo said. We never wanted to be enemies. We just wanted to be ourselves. After the formal proceedings ended, Ji-won found Hyun-woo in a quiet corridor. Do you think we did the right thing? She asked. Leaving when we did? Hyun-woo looked at her thoughtfully. I think we did the necessary thing. The council saved us when we needed saving. But we were becoming something false. Good at healing, yes, but forgetting everything else we were. Now we are rediscovering ourselves. We are healers still, but also explorers, warriors, builders, dreamers. We are complete again. What if Jae-hyun is right about the ancient threat? Ji-won asked. What if something dangerous is coming? Then we will face it together, Hyun-woo said. The council has knowledge and resources. Humanity has adaptability and determination. Together we might survive what neither could survive alone. That is what partnerships are for. Far across the galaxy, on a world orbiting a binary star system, Bo-ra stood on a hill watching the sunset, or rather the double sunset, as both stars dipped below the horizon in sequence. The world was beautiful, rich with resources and completely uninhabited until humans arrived. She received a message on her communication device. It was from her sister Ji-won, whom she had not seen in 5 years. The message was simple. The council has recognized our independence. We are equals now. I am proud of what you helped build. Bo-ra smiled and sent a reply. We were always equals. We just had to show them. Come visit when you can. I want you to see what we have made here. It is home now. Not the home the council gave us, but the home we chose for ourselves. She looked at the settlement below. Humans moved between buildings, some working, some playing, some simply enjoying the evening. Children ran through the streets, children who would grow up free, never knowing what it was like to live under someone else's direction. We were grateful for the healing, Bo-ra said quietly to herself, echoing words that had become common among the Exodus. But beyond the healing, we found ourselves again. And now we are ready to show the galaxy what humanity truly means. Above her, the stars shone bright and endless. Somewhere out there, other human colonies were building their own futures. Somewhere,